Hi guys, I'm Shmi and today I'm at Brands Hatch in some delightfully British weather. It's drizzling all day and it looks set to continue, but I'm here today with Abarth to test drive the 695 Biposto. Now those of you who know me well and follow my channel will know that for the last couple of years I've owned, sort of as my daily driver, an Abarth 595C Turismo. Well, I did actually sell that car a couple of days ago, as I announced on my Instagram and Facebook pages. Abarth invited me out today to come and take this little car for a ride. This thing's sort of marketed as like the smallest little supercar in the world. It's the most like track-focused version of the Abarth. 190 horsepower, 997 kilograms of weight. And it's a pretty cool little thing, you know. A lot of fun driving my 595. Love the thing to bits. The 695 sort of notches it up a little bit more. So if we have a look at the interior too, you can see we've got the bucket seats, the race harnesses, loads of carbon fibre, the doors, the dash. Got a pit monitoring sort of system, track information on there, carbon fibre pack. Biposto, quite literally by the way, means 2 seats. You know, we've got no seats in the back, just the harnesses and the roll cage. And the hatchback, obviously not the convertible one like my little car, but it's pretty hardcore, you know. There are no carpets, it's the metal floors down there. 6-speed box. There is also available a dog box, which is where when you're going up through the gears you would literally just bang it from gear to gear with no clutch. You just use the clutch pedal for pulling away. But these cars are fitted with the normal manual gearbox. Things like air conditioning, that's all pulled out, save weight. So yeah, the next car looks like it's about to go out. Oh, what was I saying? Yes, the air conditioning. It's removed to save weight. That would obviously add a couple of kilos, so it keeps it under the 1,000 kilo mark. 5.9 seconds to 62. Carbon fibre exterior pack, so the diffuser, the door mirrors, the side skirts, all of those bits. As you can tell, we're at a track day today. That was a 458 challenge flying there in blue posi, looking very nice. But I'm going to be going out for a drive shortly in the Biposto. I'm looking forward to a lot. Look in the hatch. You do get still all the luggage space under there. No problems at all with the harnesses and the carbon back seats, of course, which are very nice. All sort of door handles are straps rather than actual handles. All the sort of weight saving, so it's kind of like a special edition little bit of fun with this car. Yeah, so quite looking forward to this and seeing how it is when I get to get out on the track. Just waiting to hear one to fire up. Got some rather large exhaust pipes at the back as well. But by way of, I think, options, there's not that much to talk about. All the cars are grey. And there's a Akrapovic exhaust system, and there's also now the 695 Biposto Record Edition, which was the yellow car revealed at the Frankfurt Motor Show. And then, of course, you still have the 595 Competizione, which is 10 horsepower down at 180, and the 595 Turismo, 30 horsepower down at 160. So off car number 1 goes. Car number 2 is shortly to head out, and then I will be jumping in the next round.
Right. So what we'll do is I'll just do a steady lap round just to give you obviously a little bit more of an idea on where we're going rather than just having seen it on the TV and stuff.
All comfortable?
Yep.
Right, brilliant. Mind your elbows?
And then we'll come in the pits and swap over and crack on, okay?
Fantastic.
Anyway, I'm Nick. Nice to meet you.
Hi, thank you.
Nice and gentle easing out the pit lane. Up to 3rd gear. This sort of pace is completely fine, okay? Stay to the right hand side as we come out, just in case we have any race cars coming through. The last thing we want to do is just play out onto the racing line and get taken out by one of them, because they won't hesitate about it at all, just knock us out of the way. So we just stay out of the way of the GT3 Porsche as well. So we just move over to the racing line. See, braking nice and firm. Being wet and greasy and horrible, it will be slippery, so we stay nice and wide on the way in, and then just pull it up to the apex point, and then straight in the middle, squeeze have stayed a bit wider, brought the car across, and then let the car run out wide again, and then obviously along the start-finish line. When we get to the actual finish line itself, we then move to the left-hand side of the circuit, start braking, changing down, and then get the car into paddock. Okay. Might be a little bit of an information overload there.
Yeah, I think it's okay.
But obviously I'll be talking you through it the whole way around. We'll start off fairly steady, just obviously get a bit of a feel for where we're going and the lack of grip out there, and then we'll just start going quicker and quicker each lap. Obviously it is effectively a test drive. It's not a flat out lap time session. So we'll do the same as before. What we'll do is we'll do the first sort of half lap or so just with it in the normal mode, and then we'll pop it into sport mode. Hopefully you should feel the difference. It's not just a little light on the dash that comes on. It does.
I even know my 5.5 is made quite a bit.
Exactly. It is impressive how much you gain from having it on. Right. Well, if you're all set, easing it away. Looks all clear to the right. So just make our way out. There we go. Lovely. Running nice and wide. Good, then onto those brakes, gear 3, staying wide, running round the outside, then pull the car over. Perfect. Lovely. And then just unwind the lock, full power. There we go, bring it over to the right, keeping it going, aiming down to the curbing, on the brakes. Good, and then get the car turned, straighten that wheel a little bit. So you see, it's starting to dry out, but it's still a little bit greasy, just progressive with that power, okay? Feeling cars coming through, so just stay to the left a touch. There we go. And then we just stay there, lovely. Third gear, and then round to the right, and then we'll
got very busy very quickly.
Yeah, so obviously with the car coming out of the pits doesn't make it ideal either. And we'll just stay to the left-hand side up here, stay into the left, good, and then brakes, gear 3. Yeah, generally the track days aren't as busy as this. Obviously being on the GP circuit before a touring car weekend means everybody's out doing sneaky testing and braking hard down to gear 4, then rolling off the brakes, turning in, all the way to the right, and then we'll just stay to the right-hand side. We've just got another GT car and caterer delivery, and then onto those brakes from the buckets to third, perfect, all the way around, and then straightening up that caterer front going pretty well, up a gear for me, running out nice and wide, then turning in, and then just to straighten that wheel, onto the brakes, third gear, then off the brakes, turn right, and then start to build the power again, straighten the wheel, lovely, over to the right hand side, and then braking nice and firm, then turning in all the way down to the curbing, and then straighten up, that's lovely, that's a good line there, straighten up.
Those 2 corners felt good.
Yes, so swing it round here, and then that's us done, okay, into neutral, handbrake on, and then I think I'll do a passenger ride round for you, quick whiz round.
Yeah, sure.
That. So
show me how to do it properly.
Well, I don't know about that. So obviously bring it round to the right, and we just squeeze that power down, accelerate the light, let the caterer come through. Right, this is coming from this side. So we get the car turned in, so as smooth as we can, just balancing the power. So the last thing we want to do is just wash out too wide. Accelerate the right, come past, come through. No, maybe not. So we're just building that power up, accelerating away. Just keep the foot nailed all the way along. Right, come through. Just go onto the brakes, changing down, and then get the car turned in. A little bit wider. So we just squeeze that power out. There we go. Focus is just going to fly past the book first. That's quite quick. So obviously accelerate as fast as we can all the way along here. And then we just nice and firm on the brakes. And then we get the car turned in, rolling it in to the curbing, and then just building that power up again on the exit.
So, needless to say, that car is a lot of fun. It's very greasy out on the track though, and of course it's my first time driving at Brands Hatch on the full Grand Prix circuit, so that's been quite an exciting experience as well. But the Biposto is just fun. There's no other sort of really way to describe it. It's 190 horsepower and it's under 1,000 kilos if you spec it without air conditioning. We're just going to show you around a little bit more on the interior and stuff as well, but from a driving point of view, it's exactly that sort of like little entertaining kind of drive, which is awfully special. And then it's just something so totally different, you know, as you get in here, you're looking around all the carbon, all the bits and bobs. 695 Biposto badge that comes on there on the dash. This car doesn't have the pit screen system like the one I was driving, but I think I should add both cars do have the optional air conditioning added back in. By standard, it's not in here. Yeah, I mean, it's what I certainly am very used to from owning my Abarth. Very stripped down though, but same steering wheel, so familiar feel. Mine was a paddle shift car. This one, obviously, or these two have the manual, or the dog box car that's coming later. If I turn on the ignition, so you can see the digital display. So the normal Abarth didn't have this full digital display all around, with the rev counter at the left, and the gear shift and fuel info at the right, and the full digital display in the centre as well, which is all quite nice with the big digital speedo up top. And then if you press the button, you get to go through the other bits and bobs with the information, so tyre pressure monitoring, range, and a nice pretty picture of an Abarth, and back to the main screen. So there's not that much in here obviously to see. You've got the sport button, the turbo bar. On the UK spec and Euro spec cars, I think you can have things slightly differently, but yeah, very functional for a little sort of toy race car. Shut that back off to the same logo. I like that actually, the way that screen comes on and off. I mean, no question, this is a very expensive car. It starts sort of mid-30s. If you spec it up, I think you end up over the £50,000 bracket. That's with the like carbon kit and all the sort of optional bits and pieces that you can add onto it. So this has really been a very, very quick little drive for me today. Had two little outings. But I had a lot of fun, enjoyed coming down to test it out, and sort of versus the 595, I suppose it just sort of adds a little bit more power, 30 horsepower, which is actually quite significant at this sort of end of the scale. That's 20% extra over my 160 up to 190. Yeah, so more power, more feel, more noise, louder exhaust system than I have in the Turismo, but you can have the Monza exhaust in the Competizione version of the Abarth. And obviously slightly beefed up looks as well with the revised body kit and the extra carbon fibre that comes with the Biposto. So I had wanted to drive one of these for a while, all the way back to Gumball last year. Almost had an opportunity then when there was one car on the Gumball 3000 that was available for test drives when we stopped off at Dunsfold, the Top Gear Park. Gosh, that feels like such a long time ago. It was a year and a half ago. But finally I've been behind the wheel of the Biposto, so big thanks to Abarth for inviting me down. Actually, you know what, one more thing that I was going to point out. You have the race harnesses, but if you don't want to use them, you have normal seatbelts in here too. So if that's a little bit hardcore, tuck them away, just use the normal seatbelt. Yes, that's all I wanted to show you there. Yes, so big thanks to Abarth for inviting me down. Very fun day here at Brands, even if the weather has been slightly sketchy. I'm going to wrap it up there for now, so thank you very much for watching. I will of course catch up with you again very soon. Cheers! I'm going to be jumping on board the Delta Red 675 LT with Rob, my instructor, and it looks breathtaking. I was hoping for